Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm coming at you live from the World Championships. So we competed yesterday, so it's the morning after, and yeah, I didn't do particularly well. I wanted to do a lot better than what I did. Unfortunately, there were quite a lot of mistakes, but I thought I'd make a video just to break down things, sort of break down my routines, what happened and how I'm feeling now, and just some goals for the future. And I might put in some videos and stuff of here and there of what I've been working on. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy this video. So we arrived into Liverpool about 4 or 5 days ago. We've been doing the trainings and the settings. The gym halls have looked amazing. There's been the podium training gym hall, which has 2 of each equipment all on the podiums. And then there's the training hall, which has 4 of each equipment, it's massive. So we've been treated really nicely. They've given us bars and food and everything. So the training itself, they were okay. The first couple days we were quite jet lagged, so we took them quite easy. I felt like all my gymnastics and skills was there. So I was going into the training session still quite tired, but I did still find myself doing all of my skills. One of the days we did half routines and they were hitting quite well, so I was quite happy. Whenever we would go into the training session, I still find myself quite overwhelmed by the people who are there. So I get quite, not nervous, but more anxious in my ability of being a gymnast. I sort of tense up quite a bit. I focus a lot on what other people are doing. I think people are watching me, judging me. It's a really weird feeling that I need to sort of get over, but I do get over it. After a couple of days of training in the environment, I get used to seeing all the big gymnastics around me and seeing who is around me. You know, you got world champions and really phenomenal gymnasts happening all the time. So I put quite a bit of pressure on myself and don't really trust my ability that well. So that's one thing which I would love to work on, is training in a more high performance environment, a more intense environment, which will overall push my gymnastics to be better. I found that I was doing more precise and good gymnastics when these people were in the area, because I was also focusing more on how to do the skill better. I know no one really cares about what I'm doing in the gym, but to look better, I try and do it a bit better. So being around better gymnastics is going to be better for my gymnastics, so I'd love to sort of incorporate that back into my training. As for the competition itself, yeah, I don't know what happened. I messed up quite badly on all of the events. So I'll do a bit more of a routine breakdown later in the video, but one thing I'd like to address is I feel the exact same after Commonwealth Games, and for those who watched or I've been talking to know that my Commonwealth Games didn't really go the way I wanted to as well. I made quite a big mistake on the floor exercise, which was my favorite and my best, and then I made a mistake on pommel. I wasn't competing vault because I was scared, and rings was okay, but all of these factors were just building in. So I would like to, figure out what is happening with that. When I go into a competition, I feel secluded. I feel not like the best gymnast I can be out there. It feels nothing like my training routines, which is weird. Although I didn't have the best routine build up, I was quite flustered in the gym, overwhelmed at times. I did feel like I had a good build up, so it wasn't the best, but it still was something that I could do. And I went out to the competition floor and I felt like I was a mediocre gymnast. And I'm definitely not the best in the world, but I do feel like the performances I did on the weekend yesterday weren't as amazing as they should have been. And it is quite upsetting because I wanted to go out there. For instance, on P-bar, I made my new skill, the Homnar on P-bar, which was amazing, but I didn't do the dismount. On floor, the first 3 tumbles were great, fell on the tumble, my dismount and the tumble beforehand. Pommel, dismount didn't get credited. Vault, it was okay, but it was just scrappy. These things, and then what's surprising is that these mistakes happen and the deductions that come around them doesn't make sense to me. So, I would do a routine and I think it's looking great, and then I go back and watch the video and I get it's not as good as I want it to be, or my score is much lower even though I had a fall than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I think let's go straight into talking about these routines and breaking them down a little bit. So first we have P-bar. I was feeling quite good going up into this routine. I had quite a good mentality going in. I thought I was going to hit. I was having quite a lot of difficulty with my dismount, but I was sending them in the back gym, so I was feeling good. My warm-up went well. I hit the Homna, which was awesome. I'm pretty happy with that. I got a little strength swing out of it. But yeah, one thing I need to work on my P-bars is my control, man. Like, you can see my handstands aren't being held. I'm just a little shaky. I need to work on tension and handstand control. I think that is really important. P-bars isn't my best, and I think people know that I struggle with P-bars quite a lot. But, I need to work on handstands, control, movement, turns, when to lean, and unfortunately that dismount, it's annoying. But I need to work on parallel bars, and I think I need to work on basics, fundamentals, holding handstands with perfect shape, pointing my toes, pushing tall through my turns and leaning the right amount so I can get the numbers of the ones which go wrong so I know the ones to do right. And I think all of these will build confidence into my gymnastics and especially into P-bar, so I will do skills better as a whole. I think that I can get very good at P-bar. I want to get very good at P-bar. There are skills that I want to learn to put in, which I'll talk about later. But overall, the P-bar routines that I need to do are they need to look more comfortable, I think. You can sort of tell that my fin-ups aren't quite popping up and going, and then my handstands are quite, wobbly, or they're not hitting to like pushing tall, or they're holding not momentarily, holding for only a moment. It's frustrating because I always thought I had a good handstand, but the past sort of month or two, I've realized that I need to work on it more, and that would definitely help my P-bars. So overall, that routine scored, I think, an 11. Sucks, I was aiming for a mid-12. Yeah. Now we then go to floor. I was feeling so good in the warm-up. I was ready. I felt, I just felt really good. I almost tripped on the stage, as you can see there at the start, but I really wanted to hit this routine. I wanted it so badly. First tumble, hit the best I've ever done. Really happy with how that looked. Just a little bobble on the landing, but, stood up, shoulders tall. I was having trouble with this tumble here, but still a 0.1. The double twist, I didn't realize I was going messy in that. It's fine, should be all good. No, I was having trouble with the 2.5, so it was under-rotated, which is a huge deduction. I didn't realize how much of a deduction that would have been. So, it's just frustrating, man. These little things, like my transition, losing 0.3 on that, my V-sit's not flat. I thought these were things that I had fixed. I thought these were things which were going well. And yeah, they just seem a bit off. And then this tumble, unfortunately, I wanted it so badly. I don't know what happened. I was mind blanked. That's quite a big deduction. I lose my bonus. I also, yeah, it's frustrating. And then I don't know why I went so quickly. Just didn't get a good punch and unfortunately fell on the dismount. So I was aiming for a mid-high 13 on that routine, and I got I think an 11.5. So yeah. Next we have the pommel routine. I was feeling quite jittery at the start of this routine. I was still a bit flustered from floor, but I ended up getting through. Scissors was a bit low, unfortunately. But I hit the flop, and that was really surprising. The flop was quite difficult in trainings. Magyar was alright, Shavado's good, have a little bit of skew, which I'd like to improve on. And then, yeah, halfway through the routine, I was kind of thinking, like, yes, like, let's go, we can do it, especially with the problem from floor. And then, unfortunately, yeah, that massive kick on the dismount, I came off the wrong way, and, yeah. It was unfortunate, but I think that one thing that we could definitely improve on is working out how I can get a little bit more stamina for that dismount at the end. I think I was quite lazy with my stamina building for that dismount. Like, yes, I would do lots of repetitions of the dismount by itself, but doing them in combination, a lot more of the combination would definitely help for the future. Yeah. So yeah, with the pommel routine, I was aiming for sort of a 12. I kind of wanted a mid 12. I knew it was a bit of a push, but I ended up scoring a 9.9. So it's definitely, including the not paid dismount, the things I would like to improve is just the skewness in my circles and pushing a bit taller. Although I thought 9.9 personally is pretty harsh for the routine that it looked like as well. But I can see now that after hitting my legs on the dismount, as well as it not getting paid and coming off each way, yeah, just that one sucked. And finally, we have my vaults. One thing which has been pretty difficult recently has been vault, especially in the gym. I decided to do double twist instead of 2.5, just because 2.5s weren't going very well. They were rolling off the table, not a lot of block. And I really want to get my pre-flight a lot tighter. It's been one thing that I've been focusing on quite a bit. And then, as you can see in the video, I think I'll slow-mo this. It's better than what it has been, but I just get, my block is pretty small. And then, yeah, the landing was good. So the double twist was actually pretty decent. Just the pre-flight entry and the height deduction. So yeah, and then unfortunately I fell on the next vault, the handspring layout half. I hadn't been training it at all, so are we surprised? Not really, but yeah. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will probably do another video later on about goals and things I'd like to change in the gym before a competition, as well as just what I think I want to do for the build up for next year, especially with how this World Championships went. I would like to change quite a bit in the training, not necessarily how to train, but things that I am training and how that these things could change to improve them when I go onto a competition floor, and how to be ready for that feeling I was talking about earlier, about how when I get onto the world stage, things sort of feel quite different to how I've been training them, and learning how to be more calm in a high performance sort of setting. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.